Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is going to be a top 10 of my wish list of steelbooks on Blu-ray that I wished existed. And this will include the actual artwork that I would like the steelbooks to have if they were ever to be made. Now these are in no particular order, but this is my top 10 list of steelbooks that I would like to see if it was possible. So let's get started. Number one is going to be Beastmaster, a classic 80s sword and sorcery movie starring Mark Singer. And this is one of the sort of seminal 80s sci-fi fantasy movies that I really enjoyed, and I'd love to have it on steelbook. The next movie is Vampire Journals. Now this is probably a little known movie, and it's actually produced by Full Moon Pictures, and it's actually an offshoot of the Subspecies film series. But I quite like it, and I just think it's such a sort of gothic, kind of low budget and kind of under the radar movie. I'd actually love to have a collector's version of it. The next movie is Transformers the movie, but I'm talking about the 1986 animated movie. And there's actually been quite a lot of releases on both Blu-ray and DVD, and this is the cover I'd actually like to have on it. And there has been multiple covers, but I've not liked many of them, if I'm honest. However, this cover is the one I'd like to see on a steelbook. The next movie might surprise you. It's actually Electra, specifically this cover of Electra. There's very little to actually collect if you're a sort of Marvel fan of the movie Electra. And I know it's not a great movie, but I actually do like to have some collectability of all the kind of Marvel films because I'm such a fan. And I really, really like this actual cover. And I think it would look great on a steelbook, even though I do admit the film isn't all that fantastic. The next movie is Battle Beyond the Stars, a Roger Corman produced Star Wars kind of influenced movie, along with the kind of the Magnificent Seven. Even though this is a kind of a rip-off of Star Wars, I love this movie so much, I would love to have it on a steelbook. The next movie is Excalibur, possibly the best fantasy movie ever made, I would arguably say. And because it's obviously about guys in suits of armour, what better film to have in steelbook? This would be amazing. And again, the covers of this movie previously haven't been fantastic, I don't think, but this particular cover I quite like. The next movie is Fright Night, a 80s horror movie, kind of a bit of a cult classic, to be honest. Now, this movie is relatively hard to get on Blu-ray. It was only released in America, and I think that's to 1,000 pieces. Now, that goes for a lot of money, and to be honest, I can only play Region B Blu-rays anyway, so I'm really not all that fussed about getting it. But a steelbook I would absolutely love, with the kind of classic video cover that we enjoyed in the 80s. My next on the wish list would be Fright Night 2. Bit of a cop-out, you might say, but I love this film equally as much as the original. However, I actually prefer the American DVD release cover this, where you have the kind of close-up of Regina Dandridge's face on it, which I think is a very, very striking picture. And I don't even think you can get this on Blu-ray, but to have a Blu-ray steelbook would be ace. Next movie is the original Star Wars, or Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, I know you can get a steelbook of this kind of collected movies with the kind of the episodes 4, 5 and 6, but I prefer to get singular films rather than collections. I don't really like getting collections too much, if I'm completely honest. So I would love to have a steelbook of the original Star Wars movie. Don't really care so much if it's the special edition or the original cut. I just like a steelbook of the original release. And finally, the steelbook I'd like is Defendor, which is a kind of a lowish budget indie superhero flick. And once again, this is just a movie I really, really enjoyed, and I would love to have a collector's version of it. Anyway, what do you think of my list? What would be your fantasy steelbooks that currently don't exist? Let me know, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.